What up, everybody?
You're
Tommy, what the fuck was that? What was this? Tommy runs. This is Aaron Worldwide. This is the PR Project episode, season 2, episode number 8. Yo, I just got a notification on my phone that we live. We live? Is this thing on?
that happen every time we go live. For me, you just subscribe. Shout out to you for subscribing, bro. We dropping good content.
Yeah, man. I was like, hey, man, I need to hook us up. We got to get. So yeah, let's talk about our. You know what? Let's talk about our YouTube channel, dog.
Let's get right to it.
Let's talk about YouTube. Our YouTube is doing straight right now. We got some good looks this last week, and I think it's because of something that happened
I think it
last
is.
week. I think it's because we dropped a 10-minute mini doc part 1, and if anybody's on this live that watched that mini doc, if it was trash, let us know in the comments right now. Don't talk about us later. Like, yeah, man, that shit was trash. Tell us right now that it was trash. But if you thought it was dope and you liked it, let us know why you liked it. Because this show is about you, but really it's about you and how you feel about us.
We crowdsourcing our
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, our way of moving out here in these streets. What up, Shannon?
Shannon gave us a handshake, so I think that means he thought it was okay. But yeah, so the documentary part 1 dropped. How do you feel having a 10-minute part 1 doc about you out, Aaron? You don't feel. I don't like it.
I was watching it like this is very self-indulgent. You know what I'm saying? I'm just be honest with the people. I'm not super into like
Ye-
that. So
Not yet.
I like the way it was shot though. I like the art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm more of the artist. So
Yeah.
from an artsy standpoint, I enjoyed the creative process and all of that. So shout out to Ro.
Yeah. He did a great job, man. Especially, he did a good job. And he was really sleepy that day, which is funny.
Man,
my man has been working. No, I think it was cool watching it too. Like, and I was kind of trying to watch it from like I was smiling because I'm thinking it's dope that we did something like that. But then at the same time, I'm like, I'm trying to listen to it or watch it from like someone else's ears that may look like us, and vibe like how we do, and just to try to, I would imagine it would be cool to see someone you kind of know, doing something different, or that you do know doing something a little different. Because for us to do like it's more audacious than the Redemption Tour t-shirts.
a
Like,
little bit, yeah.
yeah, it's a little crazy. But if who's gonna tell our story better than us?
That's facts. That's
Yeah.
facts. And I think it's kind of cool. Just to kind of veer off a little bit, I think it's kind of cool that we both out here rapping. You know what I'm saying? We both out here rapping. You know what I'm saying? This is Black excellence right here. So we both rapping.
Oh yeah.
That real work. You know what I'm saying? That realness. You feel me?
I mean, and shout out to okay, yeah, like let's talk about that low key. Like, shout out to Tracksmith for, like, I didn't even put the two together like that, and they were years apart, a year or so apart. The projects, like, so it's not like they went through like this moment where they were just like, oh, let's support blackness, and they went to blackness that I ain't even know about for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? So like they went to, and I'm sure, and you got to give a huge shout out to Knox Robinson for this collection, the New York Pioneer Club, because he was one that really pushed and kind of like guided that in the right direction. And shout out to the fellas that stood 1960 what Olympics? I'm about to throw
68.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8, but I'm like, I ain't want to be that dummy. But yeah, shout out to Tracksmith and Puma on that side of things for kind of doing the right thing with that story and kind of retelling it and letting them tell their own story, because I don't even know if I really heard them tell their story that much. I'm sure I could have found it, but Tracksmith did a good job. Shout out to Malcolm Gladwell. He's a good guy too.
Yeah, he's the GOAT, actually.
Oh man, look at this. Look at this, Aaron. Teflon Ron said it was dope. I wish it was longer, to be honest. Pause. I love I love the backstories. Keep it going. Can't wait for part 2. Part 2 is gonna drop this week. Excited about that, and I do appreciate that. Like, it is. We were thinking it was gonna be more like a 4 or 5, 6 minute project or something like that in total, but like for two people to be telling their stories that are not like the exact same thing, I think it worked out, and I think people liked it. So,
and it's
yeah,
crazy that Ron. It's crazy that Ron is the one to say, you know, what I'm saying he like hearing the backstories, but Ron been here since day one. Ron like one of my day ones. So shout out to Ron for still watching it and still finding value in it.
But that's the thing that I was saying though. Like for Ron, I'm not gonna speak for him. For Ron, it probably felt cool to hear you share your story that he saw happen. Like, and be proud to share it, because like, I'm not saying you was in a shootout 10 years ago, but to come from where we come from and to see other people like us not here no more or in different situations, it's cool to see someone continue to share that story in a positive light.
For sure.
All right. That's it. Seems like this is more wild than the documentary. Talking about the documentary. Yeah, Gladwell Speed City podcast was absolute fire. It was like a class in session. You learned so much
that you actually want to go to though.
And it wasn't even like this weird, like, oh, not weird, but like just it wasn't like a documentary even. I mean, it kind of was, but I feel like I think about that at times when I was running a marathon or running a workout. Like some of the things that Bud Winter taught those guys, like you learn about running as well, like not just history. And I thought that was like perfect.
Yeah, and it's crazy because everything Bud Winter was saying has become like the tenets of like, the gospel of like Black track and field running. Like every time, all these things that he was saying about staying relaxed and all of that stuff is stuff that still applies. Like today, is still being taught to kids to this day. So that just show you he was
to this day.
He was 50 years, you know what I'm saying, plus ahead of his time, because it still applies at this point. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, it seemed like counter to what people thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, if you want to execute at the highest level, you have to give it all you got. You got to grind it out. You got to grit your teeth. But he's like, no, I sat in with the fighter pilots and learned that they tell them relax at all times, relax. And to be able to take that and apply it to running, just is genius, man. Yeah, that man was, even though he was doing some real questionable things, he was a genius when it came to running.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, like you gotta, the times that was a questionable time, like if he was do what you had to do back then, I guess. But yeah, he definitely changed the way things are done and viewed, and put two people in a wonderful spot to represent for themselves, their families, and Black folks across the nation and in the world, really.
Shout out Black folks.
Shout out Black folks. Malik, you do need to finish that series. If you have not heard it at all, download it, listen to it right now. And if you haven't finish it now, because it's dope. All right, so I threw out some questions on Instagram, and I was figuring, I mean, not a bunch of people tapped in, but because I just did it like 10 minutes ago, but that's my vibe. So I'm gonna go over those questions real quick. Hold up, let me pull them up. The question was, I said, hey, look, we're about to go live. Let me know if you have any questions or any topics. I'll start with this one because I feel like you'll have fun with this one. I think that I think we need to start here because we don't talk about this side of Aaron's life enough. He says, do you partake in any other sports? And I was in the car when I saw this, and I was like, yeah, Aaron breaks people's ankles for a living on the other side of the if y'all don't know Aaron's, he's a he's a tactician with a basketball apparently, and if you challenge him at a party, Terrell and Lance, a couple other people, I hear there's a legend that like someone left without a foot. So let's talk about this basketball.
So before I started running, I definitely, my first love in life was basketball for sure. I never grew past 5'6", so 5'7" on a good day, depending on who you ask. Mm-hmm. So my basketball dreams.
No, 5'7" if you got the New Balance Super Comp trainers on.
You feel me? I'm about 5'8" in them joints. But so basketball, I love basketball since I was a young boy. I also played baseball in high school. So and I was in my neighborhood, in my apartment complex. It was kind of known that you know what I'm saying, I was like Wes Welker almost, you know what I'm saying, when we played backyard football. I was with whatever, you know what I'm saying. I had a decent arm strength. I played, you know what I'm saying, all-time quarterback, you know, that kind of stuff. I've been a wannabe athlete my whole life. Never really was the fastest or the quickest, but you know, I was savvy enough to make it work. So yeah, I'm a competitor, bro. I want to play everything. I want to beat everybody and everything. Yeah. So, but yeah, basketball is my true love, and if you catch me on the right day,
or the wrong day,
it really don't matter. Like I keep a pair of shoes in the trunk just in case.
Yeah, every time we run past the basketball court, empty or not, Aaron's going to mention the basketball court, and if there's people on it, he'll talk to us about how trash the people on the basketball court are.
Look at them boys, they weak.
Yeah, and then he'll say something about he got next, and we at like mile 7 of 16. But
I'm just saying, I'm waiting for the time that we on a run, and somebody be like, "Hey, bro, we need one more. Come run." It's over, bro. Shutting the run down. We could be at 19 of 20. I'm about to go see what's up.
Yeah, I mean, and then if you're tired, just all somebody need to do is just feed you the ball. You know, I can stay right here. I can stay right here.
In the corner and have people saying, "Who man is that? Who man is that?" My favorite. It's my favorite phrase.
Who man is
that?
That's your man, bro.
It's going up.
No, that's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, I seen you. Really, he had posted this. Aaron posted this story from a party at night in somebody's backyard, fully dressed in normal people clothes, and it was. I don't even know why people allowed you to post that of them in the video without clearance. I mean, I feel like that there should have been some type of lawsuit possibly involved. Because if you embarrass me like that, I'm suing for defamation of character.
Send me cease and desist, bro. Look.
Cease and desist will help. That'll help my cause. I need people to know. You out here filing lawsuit. And for me, I used to play golf back in the day. And
tell them about your Topgolf experience. That was very crazy.
What happened?
How you was hitting the video board in Topgolf, and I couldn't barely get on the platform.
Yeah, so it was Topgolf, and it was. I feel like I don't know if I'm as good as you with the basketball. I feel like I'm really decent with the golf club, And so whenever somebody talk junk, like, "Oh yeah, I play all the time," I could almost look at you and be like, "No, bro, I could pick up a club today and we'll be fine. We'll be fine." But yeah, golf used to be my thing back in the day, and I think that's why I like marathoning, because it's a lot of time on feet with golf, and I think that like maybe that kind of helped my, my running life going forward. Anyway, so let's just jump real quick. So if anybody has questions, Tommy Nice at golf, no lie, this is true. Thank you. Somebody here knows this about me. So let us know if you have any questions about training or whatever it is. We would be happy to answer any questions right now, or for the rest of the show. A question pops up, we say something crazy, you want to check us on it, whatever, do your thing. But tell me, Aaron, after, if you want to go see Aaron's, what's a 70, 80 mile week look like? If you were ever wondering that, go to Aaron's Instagram. It's at Aaron X Worldwide. And he does it every week. He does a weekly recap, and it's actually kind of cool. You get to see what he did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So check it out. But after this week, how are you feeling, Aaron? We're 2 weeks out from the New York City Marathon. If you all don't know, if you're just now tapping in, we're both running New York City Marathon. New Balance was kind enough to provide us bibs and transportation and hotel. And some training shoes, and some shoes, bunch of shoes. I'm just playing. We'll get to that later. But dope experience about to be, and so far it's been really cool. So we're gonna be out there on the 4th of November through the 6th or 7th of November in New York City. How are you feeling, bro?
I'm hungry.
So you can stay right there. Let's talk about the level of hunger as you progress through a training block.
So it starts out with like, am I hungry or am I bored? You start there. Like, am I hungry or do I just want to eat something because I need something to do type of vibe? And then it goes to like, do I need another snack even though I just ate a snack a few minutes ago?
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes to like, is this my fourth meal of the day? Because I think I need 5. That's where I'm at right now.
5. Okay.
Like, I eat breakfast.
5 minutes? 5
I
minutes?
eat breakfast, and then I eat a snack, and then I eat lunch, and then I do my run, and then I eat dinner, and then I eat everything else that's like extra in the house.
Yeah.
So if there's anything just hanging around, I could be like, I think I can eat this. Yeah. Like it's whatever. And then I'll be like, I probably should go to the store and grab something.
This real. 80-mile week.
Cleaned out, bro. Nothing left nowhere.
Honestly, bro, anything over 40 something miles for me a week consistently, like that starts the engine of like, you know, because it's a mental thing too. Like I need to fuel myself, you know, but then as you go up higher than that, it just gets to be a necessity. And then it's like everyone around me needs me to eat though, you know, because I, you know, like I'm just not the same person hungry off of 50, 60, 70-mile weeks. It's just not a thing.
Bro,
luckily
everything in my kitchen turns into
edible,
a device for peanut butter and jelly to be put on and consumed.
That's
like
hilarious.
Everything becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, bro. Crackers, pita bread, anything, bro. I'm putting peanut butter and jelly on everything, bro.
Peanut butter and jelly is technically is the glue of a training block. If you want to know how to get through a training block, forget the easy miles, forget the foam rolling and shoes. It's really about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Powered by PB&J, bro.
If you're allergic to like peanut butter, I am so
I feel sorry for you. I feel you'll never know
there's not much worse in this world.
I couldn't imagine. Peanut butter is like top 5 foods for me, bro. I couldn't imagine a life without it.
I mean, really though. Like, I mean, this is a serious topic. Like, I feel really bad for people who can't eat, you know, peanut butter or almond, but I mean, whatever you want to say. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's tough, especially as a kid. Bro, could you imagine?
Bro, do you know how many Reese's I ate when I was little? How many Snickers I ate when I was little? Bro, what?
Oh, hold on. Side note, peanut butter. Raise it if you. I want to say show of hands. Show of hands. Who, if you're not allergic to peanut butter, and you are not allergic to Oreos, what I'm trying to tell you to do right now, if you have Oreos in your cabinet and you have peanut butter in your cupboard, whatever you have it at, put some peanut butter on the Oreo and eat the Oreo with the peanut butter on it, just like a dollop, whatever you want to call it. You're welcome now. And I will give you my Cash App for $1 or $2, whatever if I feel like you owe me for this amazingness. It's life-changing. You'll never look at an Oreo the same. Ever. Oh my God. So
it's not perfect, bro. I didn't even know that.
It's National Peanut Butter Day today. Spread the news. Come on.
The greatest holiday in the world.
This is the best. So Kira is fast. If you don't know who she is, she's kind of fast. And she also is really good at puns. Here we go right here. Today is National Peanut Butter Day. Spread the news. Thank you for joining us, Kira D'Amato. You're the best. Yeah, she just messed up my whole vibe. Yeah, so like honestly, put some peanut butter on the Oreo and it's life-changing. And if you haven't done it before, shame on you. And if you're gonna go do it right now, do that. We'll wait for you.
Hey, it's better late than never.
Yeah, it's never too late to be saved.
Wow. That one came straight from the church.
Right. I feel like I've heard that before somewhere.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Let me get to the next question on the thing. So I ran with Harsh earlier. Shout out to Harsh. So Harsh, if you don't know him, it's Harshy the runner. And his first marathon, wasn't his first marathon last year, Glass City? The one he did like crazy miles for?
It could be. I'm not sure if that was his first marathon, but I think that's the first one he really trained that hard for.
Yeah. So last year or last spring, whatever it was, he did this. He did marathon training block, and he did. He was doing he was doing professional numbers. Oh, it was no. Oh no. So his first was Chicago 2018. But what I was referring to was he did this training block where he was doing like 100+ miles a week. Like for like it was ridiculous. And I was looking at him like, you are nuts. And that at the time, I think me and Aaron, we were topping out at like 60s, 70s at that point, whatever. But shout out to him anyway. So we were talking about running a downhill course or a rolling downhill. We're talking about CIM because CIM is a rolling downhill. And I was just talking about, how to go after the hills. Like, don't feel bad. Don't be worried about hitting a hill maybe 5-10 seconds off, maybe depending on where you are in the race, a little off from where you are. I like gloves. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. So I you're probably not supposed to give people the attention. It's kind of weird, but can I do it anyway? I'm sorry. This is the funniest thing I've seen in ever. Sam Gloves says I like gloves, and that just threw me off. But like to run hills in a race, like don't be so worried to like hold your pace consistently up the hills. Just make sure you are able to make it up down the hills. We started talking about running on power. So Aaron, you are very well versed in the all things running, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about training with power and where that could be, because I think you've kind of touched on it one time before in our training, but like, what do you think about training with power?
So power comes from the cycling discipline. That's kind of where the power idea comes from, and it's a mathematical equation that basically I don't want to mess this up, but it's like it records the wattage of power that you put into the ground. And a lot of people do train with it because it's a little more consistent over hilly courses, over hilly terrain. It's a little more accurate to your effort than, say, heart rate would be, because our heart rate tends to fluctuate so much when we're going up hills and going down hills. So if you're able to keep your power output pretty steady going up a hill and down a hill, they say it's a better representation of the effort that you're putting in. And it's easier to stay consistent. So instead of looking at pace, you'll look at your power and you'll try to keep your power in a certain range. And if you do that, then it should basically equal to an effort that is more consistent, rather than thinking you have to keep your marathon pace going up the hill and then try to keep your marathon pace going down the hill. Worried about, okay, well, maybe it's I am going a little slower going up and I'll slow down a little bit, but how much should I slow down? It kind of takes the guesswork out of it. It's like, I know that I need to stay in the power range of 240 to 260 watts, 240 to 260 watts. But it is important to have accurate input. So some of our watches have power meter built in, but a foot pod is usually the most accurate reader of power. So I would say if you want to get into training to power, using power as your number, then I would say look into getting a foot pod, and then just do some research. I know Stride has a good one, and I know Garmin also has a foot pod as well. And then also look up what your easy power output should be, find the ranges, and then kind of go out and test it out, see where you're at. Shannon says Stride is like the industry standard for foot pods for sure. I know I used to take a look at it, but I think Coros we use Coros watches. I think Coros, if you just have the watch, I think they tend to tie your power reading to your pace zones
a little too much.
It's not, I don't think it's really correct. So I would say, make sure you have a accurate input from a reliable source, and make sure you have a good understanding of what your ranges are, and that would help a little more.
What's this one? So Stride does have a power calculation similar to the race prediction, like Garmin. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. So
and then
they'll probably say you can hold this power output. This is the maximum power output that we calculate you can hold for a marathon. So you would go out and try to hold that range of power output for your marathon, quote unquote, pace. So you wouldn't be running to pace, you'd be running to power, and you would just try to stay within that range.
And then like, so if you have it's not counter to what you're saying, but if you have a watch, like say if you have a Coros and it is catching the information, and it has been, you just haven't paid attention to it. So if you've had a watch long enough that is gathering this information, I think Terrell was one of the ones that said it. It was like basically like if some of this information that we have, like heart rate and things like that in a watch, are not the most accurate source for this information, and VO2 max is obviously not the most accurate source for this for that data, but it is a good benchmark to have. Like, so if you've had this Coros watch for a long time and it's been collecting your power, you can kind of go back to see, like, where you were, what you're doing now, and kind of use that as a benchmark to maybe improve certain things. If you wanted to kind of look at something like power without going to grab a footpad right away, you can use what you have. But just know that it's not necessarily like, it's not going to be as accurate as it would be for a footpad or a real VO2 max test. But our watches are fairly good. Alexa says she needs a newer watch. We use Coros. Coros has been good. It's a Coros Pace 2. It's cheaper than Garmin's entry level, I believe. But it's a great watch. It's been working for us very well, actually. Kipchoge uses the Pace 2 too. So
I've had a Coros. I've had a Garmin as well. I think I tend to favor the Coros a little more, but
hey, the battery life though on the Coros is, I mean, that's my selling point, because like I remember, like, no shade, I mean, I'm sure Garmin has a better battery now than it maybe did a few years ago, but or the more expensive ones probably have a better battery life, because I mean they're in hiking and trail running and stuff like that too. But for like the entry level, like, I mean, it'll last 6-7 days if it just lasts 6-7 days. Like, that's ridiculous. I used to have to charge my Garmin every day.
Yeah.
But
life hack: keep your watch charger in the car with you.
Yeah, keep it with.
Never have to worry about. Well, you still have to worry about your watch dying, but at least you can charge it on the go.
Yeah. So what we got next? Oh, the next question is from Instagram was, would either of you ever do an ultra? I think this came from another question that I had posed. I'm kind of like thinking about some things that I want to try to do in the future sometime. But I asked, the audience or whoever's on Instagram, like, would you ever do an ultra? And I believe, Aaron, I believe you voted no. Did you vote? No, I think Joe said no right away. But would you ever run like a 50K or a 50 mile or a 100 miler? Like trail race, not like just on the pavement. Because I do believe that's different,
Yeah. I'm never one to say never.
Mm-hmm.
Get it? I'm not one to say never.
I'll never say never.
So I wouldn't write it off. But at this point of my running journey, I'm trying to get faster in the marathon. I'm trying to get faster in the shorter races while I still have some quick twitch muscles left in my legs. So I don't know how I would fit ultra marathon into my program. But like I said, I wouldn't rule it out. Maybe in my 40s when I'm a little older and I got a little more experience in these shorter races, that I might take on an ultra. I wouldn't write it off.
Yeah. So I think the answer to, I feel like if I'm not trying to get you to do it, but I feel like if somebody's like, hey, we got a 50K, because like 50K, what is that? 30, like 31 or 32 or something like that miles. That's a lot more than, it doesn't sound like that much more than the marathon, but it is. But I feel like the training for something like a 50K it'd probably be very similar to, I mean, eventually like your miles probably have to go up. Some of your long runs get a little longer. But I feel like it's pretty close to where we are now. But like that 50 miler, that 100 miler thing, that's a totally different. That's a totally different thing. Like your long runs are 25, 30 miles at really easy paces. So like, yeah, I mean, I think I would for sure I would do it more for the experience, because I think that would be a really cool experience, because I've done a trail race, even though it was like a smaller race. The culture in the environment of the trail community is much different than like a road race at just period. Like the people are different, the reasons why they're there are different. They're not There's definitely going to be people there that are like all about the time, you know, that comes with the territory because it's a competitive field. But there's more people out there that are really just out there for the experience and to enjoy nature and to be out there doing the same. Like, it's definitely a different feeling, you know, as a whole.
And I would say the stakes are a bit higher as well, because for an ultra, because when you're out there in the woods, you know, anything can happen. It's a little more high stakes poker out there on the trails going that far, just because so many things can go wrong. So I think the camaraderie of everybody kind of feeling like, okay, we are all responsible for each other.
Yeah, we're in this endeavor together.
Yeah. And I think that might kind of shift, because, you know, a road race, everybody is kind of like, it's every man for themselves. I'm going to try to run as fast as I can and beat these people. But a trail race, it just seems a little more tight knit.
Yeah, it's been some more family oriented, and so like I forgot who it was, but I think it's one of the female ultra runners, like I think it's like, can't remember her name right now, but she or he will go, they'll wait at the end of the race often. They'll win the race and then they'll do their little thing or whatever, and then they'll sit or stand or whatever at the finish line and watch like for like hours, just hang out around the finish line watching people come in, you know, give people fives. And because it's 100-mile races, I mean, I don't care. Like that's something that's nothing to sneeze at, no matter if you took 28 hours or whatever. Like the lady that got me in kind of more like into running, she was a ultra runner, so she did like 50 miles, and I think she's done 200-mile races at this point. And I think she's like, not to like, I mean, I'm not saying her name, so it doesn't matter if I say her age or not, but she's like upper 40s. And the fact that she's out there still like doing 100-mile races, and her goal last time was she ran, I think, it wasn't Leadville, but it was actually one of the ones like in Chicago or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but she ran it in 25 and a half hours or something like that, or 26 hours when she first went. She went back this past year and did and ran it in 23 hours and some change. So she was super pumped about that. But then also 2 months after that qualified for Boston. You know, like it's like I just think it's dope that like there's people that kind of straddle that fence of like both worlds. And I think that I would take on that. I would take it on if I like had the opportunity to have like someone that coached me through it, like have like the experience and all that stuff. And so we'll see. I think I hope to have an opportunity to do something like that in the future.
I could definitely see you doing it and exposing your audience to something that's a little different than just regular road racing. I think that would be really cool. And obviously the representation of us in the space isn't as prevalent.
Yeah.
I mean, in road running, we're barely out there. So
it's
on
like
the trails, it's definitely a little more out of our realm. But Knox does it. Shout out to Doug. Doug does it. So there's people out there.
Yeah, for sure. Like there's and I don't know if I would. Yeah, I think if I did it, I would definitely have that in mind as well. Like obviously, but I would definitely want to document like the process of doing it, and like being out there and being involved in that community, because I think it's such a different type of community that it would be much more personal and in a different feeling, and it wouldn't and it would take it away from like that. Can you run 245? You know, like that. It would be more like, can you cover the distance? Like, can you put your body through that? Like, are you able? Like, that's a different thing to me than like, how fast are you doing it? So, I hope to have that chance. I think that would be super, super cool. And like Alexa said, like I've seen documentaries that like, it's just, I'm like baffled at what these people can do. And then so many of their backstories are so similar to like, people that just have gone through things, you know, like in life. So always super, super duper inspiring. So yeah, me and Aaron are doing an alternate next year. But yeah, so yeah, you said you're feeling good, right? You're hungry, but like, how are you feeling from the training side of things? You got 2 weeks, 14 days until New York.
Hopefully to Boston. No, no, I feel good. Obviously, the fatigue of the legs is there. It's very there. But this week I made a point to take my easy runs, especially easy, because the half marathon. So I wanted to make sure I got back out there and didn't press the issue too hard at all.
Yeah.
Had some pretty low heart rate runs. I feel like I did a lot of good recovery. And I had a little niggle in my right knee. I feel like that is almost like completely gone. So that's really good. I'm expecting the taper to kind of just knock that out completely. So I'll get to the starting line at New York with no issues, knock on wood. Got one more big workout on Wednesday. That'll be 10 days out. That 10 days out workout, that's usually like the last hurrah. And then pretty much just easy running, decrease a little bit of volume, but easy run for the 10 days until race day and hope for the best. So, yeah, I'm feeling good. I would say pretty much the same as the spring, how I felt before Rhode Island, just more fit. I feel more fit. Yeah, so I'm confident that I'll be able to do it. It's really just hoping for a good day. We had some really cold, not really cold, but just some cold
I don't even want to talk about
days.
I don't want to talk about it.
But Mother Nature spun the block, gave us a few good days over the last couple of days. So hopefully we'll find a happy medium in between those two.
Oh, I gotta tell you, I got a story I gotta tell you about spin the block. I gotta take it off air. It was like okay. So yeah, no, like we did have some Mother Nature did pleasantly spin the block on us a couple of times because like for 2021, our race like luck was just race weather luck was just so trash. But Rhode Island was good for you.
Yeah.
Boston was good for me weather wise, perfect for running. Shoot, I was about to say that Erie was good weather for me, but it rained. I didn't complain about it at all, though.
Yeah, you enjoyed
it. But then I went and actually I saw other people. I think I talked about on the show before. I saw other people posting about that day, and was like talking about how humid it was, the rain. Like it was like all these factors that are real, and like can stop somebody from like going after like their BQ or whatever. But I didn't even notice that. I was just in the bag, ready to go. But some of our weather that we had was very noticeable. like a what was it called? A tropical storm. Yeah, that was fun. And it wasn't even a tropical storm like a warm tropical storm. It was like 30 something degrees. That was terrible.
Windy, raining sideways.
It's bad when no one is manning the water station.
They just like, look, I'm done with it, bro. Y'all can grab. You can grab if you get here in time. You can grab a cup.
No, it was seriously like stations out on this course that had just cups lined up on tables with no one there. Like they like, yo, nah.
You on your own, my boy.
You are on your own. Are you ready to do the bridges in New York? Okay. Carl has a great question. Thank you, Carl. Aaron, are you ready for the bridges in New York after running the free press?
So that's a good question. One of the main reasons why I ran the international half marathon at the free press was because of the bridge. I have been doing hill training. Today's long run, I had almost 700 feet of elevation in my long run. So it's definitely something I've been making a point to prepare for, but only time will tell. So I believe I'm ready. But until I get on that Anthony Fasano bridge, that first one, is his name Anthony Fasano?
I feel like you said it right, but I'm sure you didn't. I don't know.
The Fasano bridge, whatever that bridge that goes to Staten Island.
It's Verrazano, right?
I don't know, bro. I ain't never been to New York. Am I talking about the dude that write albums? Probably.
Is it with the Anthony Hamilton Bridge?
No, Anthony Fantano Bridge.
Right.
Anyway, the Farazano Bridge.
It's the Anthony Montana.
Whoever that bridge is named after. They say that first one is really the one that is the worst. So
is that what they say?
I was taking a look at the course map a few days ago, and I got excited, man. I'm looking forward to attacking it. Mm-hmm. And the beautiful thing about running on Verrazano, okay, shout out to Gary, former New York resident.
Verrazano. I thought it was an F.
I thought it was an F as well. I thought it was Wheezy F Baby, and the F is for Verrazano.
Please say the baby.
So we gonna see, man. Hopefully I'll be able to take care of it. Like I was saying, the beautiful thing about bridges is that you do have to go up, but fortunately,
always
you go down.
Man, though, I think that's so crazy. Like how much running, like anything you say about running that's like mildly like impactful, you could just replace it with like something about life. It's always a net. There's always a downhill to the other side. Like there's always like you're going through something. There's always something on the other side. Like that. Yeah. I like hills like to that extent. Sometimes the hills will get really crazy, and it's like, yo, this hill never stops. But for the most part, there's always a downhill on the other side. Just keep plugging away. This is the season that you're in, and
the beauty of moving into a new place is that at some point you might get evicted. Ups and downs of life.
The beauty of moving into new places that you could possibly get evicted someday.
Someday you might get evicted, bro.
Not that like that you could like eventually move on to the east side, moving on up or whatever, all right. If it's windy, draft off someone else. I found a guy taller than me to block the wind. Yeah.
I'm sure that was difficult, Alexis, to find someone taller than you, but
yeah, Alexis. If you guys don't know, Alexis is super tall.
Yeah, she's like 6'8". Post presence. That happened to me in Rhode Island. If y'all see me,
it's the opposite way around for you in Rhode Island.
Yeah, no, a tall guy found me and drafted off of me for the first 15 miles, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I'm 5'7". I'm not blocking anything.
No,
you're not getting any benefits running directly behind me, bro. Like, what's going on? So yeah,
I can't. I'm gonna have to find that video. Wow. Look, man. Look, man. If I do my hair like this,
you almost 6 feet. If you do your hair like that,
I'm almost 6 feet.
I'm like 5
hey. New Balance Super Comp trainers plus the hair. Alexis, you can't see me.
So Malik says the early adrenaline will offset the first bridge, in my opinion. Still a tough one nonetheless. Yeah, that's and the first bridge is in the first mile. They say it is super congested as well. Mm-hmm. So my goal is just to get out and not overdo it on that first bridge.
Yeah.
And not overdo it trying to
patience,
people and weave in and out and stuff. Just know that what the saying is, you won't win a race in the first mile. You won't win a marathon in the first mile, but you definitely can lose it. So just trying to keep that in mind and not go too hard in that first mile and overdo it. So
and I heard people
be on that first bridge.
And I heard people say like to not necessarily pull back, but just be very cautious of your pace. Mile 2, 3, 4, 5 because of that hill. Like, I mean, in the energy, because they say it's quiet, dead quiet on the bridge. All you hear is other people running, breath, footsteps, stuff like that over the bridge, super quiet. And as you come down the bridge into the city, then you come into like this constant like just scream, and it lasts for like the rest of the race unless you hit another hit, unless you get into another bridge. So like people say like they get really hot like in that second, third, fourth, fifth mile and look down like, damn, I'm still going too fast. Yeah. So my goal
I'm like Kawhi Leonard, bro. I can zone it all out. Just be stone faced the whole time.
Whatever. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I'm not about to be tap dancing for all the cameras and all of that. Nah, bro, I ain't doing that.
No. That's too early.
Oh, you doing the Harlem Shake? Like, no, I
ain't. Hey, if you do the Harlem Shake on mile 1, that would be so legendary. And you still break 3.
Can't risk it, bro. Can't risk it.
You don't know that
I
moment.
when I get in the Brooklyn, though. Shout out to Woo. I said I might do the woo up when I get in the Brooklyn. Get real sturdy. Shout out Pop Smoke. Rip Pop Smoke.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna go through all the boroughs. Do we pass by Marcy Housing?
I doubt it.
Man, if we pass by Marcy Housing, I feel like Jay-Z deserves for the New York City Marathon to be rerouted. To pass by Marcy. I know you don't.
I think.
All right, so he doesn't like the Jay-Z rerouting. No, the rerouting of the marathon for Jay-Z. That's you're not in agreement with that, but fine, it's fine. So let's talk. Oh, I'll talk about me. You want to talk about me? Mine's not as happy as Aaron's. I'm not necessarily worried about it, but I'm worried about it. So I got this I got a leg thing going on. It's hard to explain. It's like I was trying to describe the discomfort. It's not a pain. It's like a weak pain, a weak feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's uncomfortable, but it's a weak thing, and it's like at the hip. So it's like I feel it when I'm like trying the knee drive, and then if you don't know what the running form looks like, there's a lot of knees going, getting driven. So as I run it, so I took some days off. I ran today. I ran 6 miles. And mile 5, 6, that started to get a little weird. But I found this stretch random that actually made it feel a little bit better. So I don't know, sometimes you got to get in the weirdest position to get to something. I think I found that. Sorry, I found that, and we'll see how the run goes tomorrow. But I hope to be able to just make it to get to the start line healthy like Aaron, and make sure that this last stop of the Redemption Tour is as dope as possible.
I'm listening. I was looking at my schedule, and I seen a lot of single-digit runs this weekend. I was so happy.
He got so happy.
Shout out to McKinley. He's running the Indy Monumental Marathon.
Dog, remember that episode where I couldn't say Indy Monumental Marathon?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Dog, it was
nice. Tricky. I didn't know I was going to be able to do it. But the weakness in your leg. Do you know, do you have any idea where it was triggered from?
So I think it was, I definitely had an imbalance. I think it was after Erie, I had what's it called? The adductor muscle was tight. And that, I feel like it's a marathon, whatever. So, but I worked way through that. Didn't feel it much between Erie and Chicago. But in Chicago, I definitely felt it during the run, and it did go from that adductor to up in the hip area, right in the front, not off to the side, but right in the front. And so I just felt it through that race. And then after, remember I got that sneezing attack thing. This is the most convoluted story. During the race, though, a guy fell. I gotta put Joe on blast because I haven't done it yet. So during the marathon, Joe's running right behind me. This guy in front of me falls, flat, and then the two guys in front of me falls in a group. The guy in front of me slams on the brakes, so I don't hit him. I stop almost I'm trying to avoid him. Joe pushes me because, not whatever, but Joe definitely wasn't ready to slow down. And then so I'm on this left leg trying to jump around this guy, and I felt a little pinch, but then then it went away. And then after the run, after the race, I had this that sneezing attack, and I sneezed pretty violently. So every time I would sneeze, I feel it, which is probably just in my head. I don't know. I thought I was gonna get over it just like Erie, and it just hasn't gone away. So I'm just hoping to get there. I don't really care if it hurts during I just gotta do what I gotta do. I don't, because like I'm at the point where I ran 2 races well. I want to PR in New York. If that's possible, it will happen. If it's not possible, it won't happen. But I'm gonna definitely give it like everything. It's not the same type of pain, to me, as the knee thing from Boston, but it is very reminiscent of it. I was very upset about it and anxious about it, but I'm like, you know what? Like, it is what it is. Like, you only can do what you can do.
Yeah. In the way of the Stoics, we don't suffer imagined trouble. So we're not going to think about having a bad race if having a bad race hasn't gotten here yet. That doesn't make sense.
So the smartest thing I can do is like I posted something about it, and I just asked myself today, like, what can you do? Like, not like give up, but like, what can I do? So like, figure out what I can foam roll in different ways, do everything I can do just to try to be as decent as possible come next week. Because I want to, if it goes away by next week, we're good, you know. And it is
the fitness is there. The speed is there. It's just your body cooperating with you and knocking it out. So I believe in you.
I underestimated though the 2 marathons though. You know, because I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be running all out, but you still ran. You're only 15 seconds a mile off of what the PR would be.
Yeah.
You know, so
it's still 2 hours and 55 minutes on your feet. So
and the effort really isn't that much. I mean, it is different, obviously, but you know, to pull back 20 seconds or 15 seconds on a mile it's still putting your body through a lot.
Yeah. How much of that does your body really know? How much, you know, the effort, the maximum output that you could put out, how much does your body really know if you only done it twice in your life anyway? You know, it's not like your body's like, oh no, we're used to putting out the maximum output for 26.2 miles exactly. We know exactly how to feel. No, bro, you run into 26.2 miles is never a walk in the park for anybody. So
yeah, it's not like I did. It's not like I was like running like my PR is 2:30, and then I was like, then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna run just to 2:55. You know, like 2:55 is only 7 minutes off my PR, so it's not even like that. So sports massages do help a lot too. So I've been going to Good Tennis. I feel like that's like I should be plugging you somehow. But I go to Ramp Athletics here in Michigan, in Detroit, and they've been working on it. If every time I leave, I feel just a little bit better. But it's about like doing the things I got to do at home too, just to make sure everything stays, you know, flowing and easy. So, yeah, the sports massages are huge.
The only person I know that gets no, I ain't gonna say that.
What?
It's a bad joke.
Oh, I feel like I knew where you were going, and I'm sure it's sports related. Sure. Yeah, I'm glad you pulled back on that one. We'd be canceled for no reason. No reason. So
Good Tennis might be a NFL quarterback. Let's just say that.
Huh?
Good Tennis might be the YouTube burner account for a NFL quarterback. Let's just say that.
Oh my God. Oh, what if it is though? Everywhere he goes, he just says something about massages. Oh my God. Oh man. All right, let's talk about race day. Race day shoe. You know, let's talk about race day shoe.
I mean, we can talk about it.
All right. So race day shoe. Here's the announcement. I'll show this shoe. This is what we got. We got we have the New Balance Fuel Cell RC Elite version 2.
Today.
Oh, you did. Yeah. Would you run a marathon? Would you run a marathon in those? Like, I mean, would those be like a top 3 pick for you?
No. They might be number 4 though, but they might be number 4 behind Vaporfly, Metaspeed, Sky, plus Adios Pro 2, and then Fuel Cell will probably be after that.
Yeah, I think mine is like, I don't know in order, but like Vaporfly or Metaspeed, Sky, Vaporfly, Saucony Pro 3. I think they had maybe those. Or so that's why I think that you'll like the Pro 3, because I feel like there's the small difference between the Pro 3 and the V2 Elite V2 is a plus. It's a nice little touch. Anyway, so we're talking about the RC Elite 2 version 2 because we have not received the SC Elite V3, and I'm excited about it because the foam the Super Comp foam and all that stuff that they have in the Super Comp trainer is great, and I think that it is lighter than what we see in the V2, I believe, and I think a little bouncier, which is I think what you need, a little poppiness, and then hopefully that plate is in the right spot in those shoes. I've heard really good things about them. A lot of people are reviewing them and talking about them, so hopefully once we get that shoe, we'll be able to put some miles on it. Shout out to New Balance. If you're listening, New Balance, please get that shoe over here so that we can run in them.
Please, we need it. We need it. I would like to. I would like to try them out before the race. Maybe a workout like Wednesday or something. But we'll
at
see.
Least an easy run. At least.
I don't want to put them on for the first time during my shakeout. That's weird.
Yeah, no. So this isn't shade to New Balance, but it's like a nudge of like, hey, remember those shoes? Send them along. That's all. But it would be nice to run in them. They have the New York colorway. I've seen the inline colorway, which I think is doper than the New York colorway. But beggars cannot be choosers, and send that shoe along, and we'd be happy about it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you in advance.
Thank you in advance.
That's what I said at the end of my work emails when I really need somebody to do something.
Oh,
you were for your assistance.
You are one of those.
Absolutely.
Dang, I didn't think
you'd be sending reports over, my boy. I'm trying to get my work done.
I really didn't think you'd be one of those guys, though.
Super passive aggressive in emails.
Super.
Because who gonna come to my cubicle and say something to me? I'm just saying, bro. Like you got a problem with this email, you know where I sit.
Like I can see you from
my desk. If you want to come holler at me, we can discuss. I have no problem with that. In the meantime, you get in passive aggressiveness all through these emails.
I mean, passive aggressive is better than just straight up aggression in emails. That's the last thing. That's the last thing.
Straight caps going crazy.
Hey, I needed this like yesterday. But yeah, so I think honestly, like it sounds bad. I feel good about it. I'm not really worried. I'm not really too worried about it. Aaron is in peak performance shape, getting ready to taper. And then
y'all talk about my run today.
No, oh yeah, you said you did. No, I think you didn't talk about it.
Interesting, man. So 17 mile. So on my schedule is 17-mile long run, followed by 4 by 2 minutes downhill at marathon pace, and jog back up the hill. That got bailed on pretty quickly because I drew a route that probably was a little too hilly.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little crazy. What is the time for New York? We'll be taking off in the Blue Wave at 9:10 a.m. on November 6th. So that's what we'll be doing. I really enjoy running the country back roads of Oakland County, minus all the Trump flags. But other than that, it's very welcoming. The people are very nice. The roads are very dirt. The trees were very orange and red and yellow. It was beautiful, very beautiful. But those red, white, and blue "Let's Go Brandon" signs, kind of off-putting just a little bit. But it was good. So I did say we had almost 700 feet of elevation today, and I was riding with I was running, and my brother Jared was riding on his bike next to me. And there was a hill placed at about 15 and a half.
It said, funny part is you said placed.
Bro, the hill came out of nowhere like on Minecraft. Somebody just built it. Like
no.
It was just like and I came around the corner like a bend, and I looked up and I could see. Do you remember the hill by my house that we ran at one time?
Yeah, yeah.
It was like that at 15 mile 15 and a half.
I'm straight, dog.
And I'm just like,
I mean, the funny part, I mean, you mapped this route out and you knew where it was.
No, I didn't. I didn't know because I just hit Strava and I was just like, whip me up the route. And then that's what they gave me. And it said 600 feet of elevation. I'm like, all right, it's probably rolling. It's probably cool. It was rolling. But that one was right at the end. And it was like, yup. What's the word, my boy?
And Malik said he'll be Orange Wave 910.
So yeah, the way I think they split the way because they split the waves up. We run in different directions for like the first 3 miles.
Oh yeah.
And then we meet back up. So
But everybody goes over the same bridge, right?
Yeah, but
no, I think somebody goes, don't someone go under the bridge?
Huh.
Like, I mean, there's a bridge. They're both bridges, obviously, but isn't one on top of the bridge and the other one is like, I don't know if I want to go on the one where you don't go over the bridge.
I think whatever you want to do, we're gonna do the opposite. Just because that's usually how life works. Let's see.
Malik says he hears that we all united mile 8.
Yeah.
He said there's an upper and a lower bridge.
Wow.
Malik, are you doing the lower? Malik, for Orange Wave, are you doing the upper or lower bridge? I'm glad that we are still here on this show because I would not have known. This show is for research purposes for us, apparently.
Of course, elevation profile. So that would change the elevation profile, wouldn't it?
Yeah. 100%. If you don't go over the bridge,
they only got one elevation.
That's probably the. I mean, they would probably only do that one. Minus. Oh man, he doesn't even know if he's doing. This is tough. It's tough.
That Queens Bridge at 25K look like it might.
All right, man. There's no point in looking at that. It is what it is. You can't change it.
I did find out that they have Gatorade Endurance on the course.
I don't care. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I will too. I will not be skipping it. This like I was trying to find some Gatorade Endurance to train with today, but it only comes in powder form.
Yeah.
So it's basically like regular Gatorade with 2 times the sodium, which is funny because Joe was like, yeah, man, they handed me the saltiest Gatorade I've ever had in my life in Chicago.
Oh, that was probably it.
That was definitely the Gatorade Endurance.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe I had Gatorade Endurance. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever they was handing out on the course in Chicago is the same that they'll have in New York.
Okay. Well, yeah. And I was on Rambling Runner the other day, and I was talking to him because he's a coach too. Not a coach too. He's a coach. But I was asking him about what he tells people about stopping at the water stations or not, and I think he kind of leans more towards telling people that maybe should or need to stop, like if you're going to walk a little bit anyway, why not do it at the aid station so you can make sure you get enough liquid in, enough fluid in. But I stopped multiple times, like full stop, and drank a couple cups of water, a couple cups of Gatorade, whatever I was at that point for me. And I was thinking, like, I don't know whether I'll do that in New York or not. And I think it'll be a game time decision, whether I like come to full stop, because I'm not really good at the water thing. I'm not good at the pinch cup drink. It's like, I don't drink enough of it. I spill most of it. Like I waterboard myself. And then I'm like, I can't catch my breath or I'm coughing or something like that. I feel like the anxiety that brings me, I feel like maybe I stop for 5 seconds here and there or 10 seconds here and there and just do my thing. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Unless I got like a really good pack. And even if they got like have a really good pack in a race like that, if you're at mile 16 or something like that, you stopping for a second, they may even, there's a lot of camaraderie at that point. Like people will kind of slow down for you a little bit, catch you up or whatever. You know what I mean?
We might see roses and they might throw us MJ secret stuff out there. You feel me?
Yeah, it's gonna be Morton. I don't want it, man. I ain't trained with none of that Morton stuff. But yeah, like I don't even I don't know what we're gonna do.
I do. We'll run a marathon. That's what we're gonna do.
Run a marathon and drink water or Gatorade during it. That's what we're doing. And taking a bunch of UCAN. How many are you doing? Every 4 miles, 5 miles, 6 miles?
4 miles. Every 4 miles. I'm gonna need some more because I don't even have enough to do that.
I brought a box today. I was gonna give it to you, but you weren't there.
I got 3. It was funny. So I was reading the back of the package today.
Yeah, every 45 minutes.
Did you ever? I think they just added this, but it says need package before opening.
Need it.
You gotta mix it up, bro. That sounds crazy. All right, we've been on here for an hour and 5 minutes.
Oh, and I don't even know why y'all watching this at this point. But yeah, so hopefully you guys learned a lot about running today. Hopefully you enjoyed this conversation amongst friends. But honestly, make sure we appreciate you watching this episode. We appreciate everything that you do for us. AKA liking this episode and also subscribing to this podcast.
Really quick, since we still have 20 viewers on right now, shout out to y'all. Y'all let us know what y'all would prefer from a programming standpoint, because we can either go live the day before the race on Saturday, and kind of work out our nerves over the internet with you guys and talk there, or we can try to go live on Sunday. I would say that's probably not in the cards. It probably won't be as easy, as we will be probably men about town on Sunday after the race, because we've completed the mission. But let us know if y'all would prefer us to kind of give y'all the pregame, the pre-race show, or the post-race show.
In Boston, it was a pregame for me, and you had already done your race, so it was like a good balance. But that's very interesting. I'd love to know what y'all think. Like, should you want to hear us talk before or after? Mari said good luck on both. Thank you. Good luck. But let us know if you want to.
Tokyo right now going crazy.
Tokyo. Hey, so Mari was in Tokyo, and she wore a shirt designed by Aaron, and it has my face plastered all over it. So apparently I'm trending on Twitter in Tokyo. Yeah, Tokyo. But yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? No, I'm not trending on Twitter there, but she wore my shirt in public, and I'm very appreciative of it.
Shout out.
Oh my god.
Shout out to Gary, man.
Okay. We do have a vote. Ern's voting for beforehand. I think beforehand is probably cleanest. I think you know what? I think the people deserve 2 shows. I think we do a show Saturday prior, like a quick one. And then we do one like a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday following. We just pick a day so we can talk about the experience. Because I mean, you can't. Or we wait till the next Sunday. It's up to you. I don't care. Nah, we can't wait till the next Sunday. So we got. You know what we should do? Here's what we're gonna do. We're picking it Saturday, and then we're gonna do a metal Monday.
We traveling on Monday. We're gonna have to see, but if we can make it work, we can make it work.
Are we on the same flight back?
Probably. I don't know. You the one that got. You do other things.
No, I mean, all right. No, I'm leaving something Monday too, so I don't know.
You be all over the world.
Right, like are you? Yeah, I'm coming from Florida to get there.
Right. I'll be coming from Detroit and going back to Detroit.
So I'm sorry, guys. I'm just talking to you, Aaron. Like you guys can hang up if you want. Wow.
Per usual. He trying to tie my hands.
I just don't understand the shade. It's partly my show. Like y'all need to cut this out. It's not about bashing me. But listen, somebody one of my clients at work, I was talking to him on the phone, and he's like, "Oh, you got this marathon coming up, blah blah blah, right?" And he was like, and he knows I'm going to Vegas next week, and then the week after that I'm going to Florida. And he was like, 2 weeks before a marathon, aren't you supposed to like get as much sleep as possible and eat as good as possible, especially the last 5 days? And I'm like, bro, you ain't helping. I gotta be there. It's a work thing. What am I gonna do? But I have more anxiety now, like, because I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You ain't got no choice. You're gonna do what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna be asleep.
You gonna be out here, eating 5 times a day.
You feel me?
10 hours of sleep a night.
Good.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna be trying to stitch it together. All right, man. This is ridiculous. Longest show we've done. Thank you for everybody for tapping in. Subscribe to this podcast. Subscribe to whatever this is. YouTube channel. Go to Instagram. Follow me at Tommy Runs. That's TOMMIE_RUNZ. And then follow Aaron at
Aaron X Worldwide AARONXWORLDWIDE. Shout out. Go watch the doc.
Oh yeah, and if you like seeing the doc, watch it again. If you haven't watched it, watch it now.
Comment on it.
Share it.
Share it with your friends.
When last time you seen 2 young black guys have a running documentary?
When the last time you seen somebody on a running documentary, a human made with some gold teeth in his mouth?
One of those times, whatever. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about human. What is it? Better Made. Nobody cares about Better Made chips.
Dang, you doing me that dirty, That's crazy.
Nobody cares about Better Made chips in gold grills. Okay. He did it for the culture, people. My aunt texted me, bro, and she was like, what is that in his mouth? I was like, he did it for the culture. She was like, running culture? Right. All right. Thank y'all for watching. Subscribe, share, like. See y'all next Sunday. This is ridiculous.